Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how are my snipers doing today? Hope you guys are doing fantastic. Listen, I am still out. I will be recording a couple videos on this setup, but when I am home, everything should be back to normal. In fact, things should be pack-a-punched, okay? Things should be pack-a-punched. I'm not going to say exactly what, but there will be some upgrades here and there. Listen, today I do want to talk about Zebec, its journey, and technical analysis, and of course also, talking about how we are much closer to the top 100 than people think. Not only are we ranked 133 out of 9,353 active cryptos, okay, but we hold our own way better than the majority of cryptos, okay? I've seen other cryptos that were lingering around the top 150, the top 140, the top 130, okay, even get into the top 120, but they drop off in ranking super fast. And even if they can hold their ranking, they don't hold it as long as Zebec has held its ranking, okay? And that's just the truth. That is just the truth, okay? Here's the deal, right? The whole market has been bleeding heavily. We did talk about this a little bit in one of the previous videos, but I just wanted to quickly recap it because when I show you something like Kaspa, all right, boom, Kaspa's down at, less than 5.5 cents, and Kaspa started all the way, upwards of 20 cents, okay? Boom, it was up here, right? It was at 20 cents. Now it's at 5 cents, a little bit more than 5 cents. So it's almost down 75%. And you can actually see at one point, this thing did go down like 95% at one point, okay? And I expect Kaspa to continue to go a little bit lower too. Something like my beloved Render, which I'm still super high on it. Overall, let's see, boom, right? Render is at 233, and at one point, even just roughly a year ago, it was near $12. So it's down a lot, right? It is down a lot, and boom, there we go. It's down almost 80%, right? Almost 80% at this point, and our beloved Zebec is only down roughly 50% from our highs, okay? 50%. And the context is, right, when we actually look at the context of Zebec, it's actually pretty remarkable because the thing is we just had a giga pump back in mid to late May. And to be honest, this is the type of structure and scenario where you should see us go lower kind of quickly, right? When we go up super quick, we did kind of come back down quickly. Then we have been kind of just going up and down and mainly sideways over the last 2 months. But generally, right, you usually see cryptos drop off quicker, right? This is kind of how Zebec has been going. Yes, it's been going kind of up and down and sideways. Now, if I go something back to Render, right, just another example. Oops, why is this one like disgusting like this? Anyways, but we can see when Render started to drop off, it dropped off quickly. Okay, I mean, it peaked in early December, and by early February, 3 months later, it was down a drastic amount. That is not the same case for Zebec. See, this Zebec holds its ranking purely just because it refuses to go down. I mean, yeah, we have been going down and sideways, and in general, we are kind of looking to probably be going lower at this point because I don't trust these types of trend lines, to be honest with you. I don't trust these type of trend lines, and I've never really seen them historically work out too well. But I mean, my God, we are holding our rankings simply by letting the other altcoins bleed more. Sure, there's been times where we have pumped up, but like I said, we have just been going sideways, right? We have just been going sideways, and in fact, there's been times where we've actually climbed in rankings, right? We climbed in the rankings. Just the other day, we were at 126, right? 126, 127. Okay, and that's what I'm saying, people. We are much closer to the top 100 than people think, because any coin can spike up to 130, 120, even top 100, but can they maintain it? Can they have our floor like Zebec? Zebec's floor is phenomenal. We barely go down, and we saw when the whole crash happened, we went down roughly 40%. Most altcoins went down between 80 to 90%. So we literally did better. We did double. Oh, we held our own by double. Okay, so the strength in Zebec is just phenomenal, and there's no other way to put it, right? When we go and look at something like the top 100, right, we can see that when we go all the way down here, right, we are in the top 100. To enter the top 100 is roughly 530 million market cap, roughly 200 million more market cap for us. Okay, so 200 million market cap, yes, that's a decent amount. But we're not talking about a billion. We're not talking about 2 or 3 billion. Okay, we're talking about 200 million market cap. If Zebec were to go up 20% today, I mean, we wouldn't get there, that close, but we would be up 70 million market cap roughly with a 20% pump. And we've seen 20% pumps consistently on Zebec, right? When Zebec has gone up from zone to zone, this thing can fluctuate very, very nice, right? We have a big support here. We've gone upwards of 46%. So let's just say if that was our current market cap, which was roughly 350 million, and we almost went up, we went up 40% or so, right? If we took out the calculator, we could even check right now. All right, let's just say 350 million market cap is roughly the floor, right? Times 1.44, because it was like 44%, 500 million market cap. That's what I'm saying. That is literally what I'm saying. We are not that far from the top 100. Okay, so do not get discouraged when you see Zebec kind of go sideways and be slow a little bit over the last couple of days, because you have to realize a lot of cryptos come and go in the positions we are, and that is the truth, right? That is the truth. And when we go outside the top 100 to overtake some of these other cryptos, where are we? 133, 134, right? Look, 1 million market cap, 1 million market cap, like what, 2, 3 million market cap. If we just even got an extra 50 million market cap into our beloved Zebec. Sorry, this mouse is going crazy. Like I said, I'm going to be back in my normal setup. So if we're around 390 million, upwards of 400 million, we're breaking into slowly the top 120. And then from the top 120 to the top 110, it's actually not that hard either. Okay, it's just an extra, let's see, boom, 403, and the top of 110 is, an extra 100 million market cap. So yes, it is a decent amount, but it's not the most unrealistic. I mean, for crying out loud, Gala's here. Gala is a gaming crypto. Okay, yeah, Gala is obviously a decent coin, one of the best ones in the gaming industry, but I mean, it's gaming. Okay, let's just keep it real for a second. Okay, Helium's here, Jasmine's here. I mean, we clear all these coins. Mana's here, Radium. Like, we literally clear all these coins. Like, we are literally better than all of these coins right over here. Farcoin, come on. I mean, Farcoin's already below us, but yeah, for me, Neo, come on. Neo is a dragon. It's a, like, old coin. Yeah, we are much better than literally most of these cryptos that I just named here. So, do not get discouraged. The time will come. The time will come. Also, you have to realize investors, they're just buying, right? They're just buying somewhere around here. Investors, whales, whatever you want to call them, they're just buying roughly in this purple box, and they just don't care, right? And if investors don't care, why do you care if price goes down, right? We've seen whales put in millions and millions and millions of dollars into Zebec, right? Correct. So if you are putting in, let's just say even a couple thousand, yes, that thousand might mean a lot to you, but you have to realize that there's literally whales, big companies, institutions putting in hundreds of thousands into the millions of dollars each, and they just don't care if even price drops an extra 40%. They know how the game works. All it matters is at the end of the day for you to go from your destination A to your destination B. Okay? Buy low, sell high. That is the only thing that matters when it comes to crypto, when it comes to Zebec. So do not get discouraged. Do not get discouraged.